bring in Austin Staley. I couldn't think of anybody else better to be able to talk about the Tennessee Titans football than Austin. For those of you that don't know, Austin is the host of A to Z Sports on Facebook and Twitter. You can check him out, A to Z Sports. Nobody does anything Tennessee sport related better than Austin and Zach Bingham, his partner there. And Austin, he joins us via the Miami Acura hotline. And Austin, thanks for taking a couple of minutes out and hanging out with us, man.
Absolutely, Joe. Thanks for having me.
All right, so help us understand, because I was catching your show a little bit earlier today, and you guys were talking about Tennessee Titan football, really from a national media standpoint, not getting an awful lot of love, and the love that they get is actually misinformed love. It's like people just, I heard the Titans are good, so they feel they have to say something nice about the team. Talk to us a little bit about what the viewpoint from in Tennessee, in Nashville, is on the national stage.
Yeah, my whole thoughts is the Titans being 3-1 in the first month of the season has really caught national media with their pants down around their ankles, because you have to talk about a team when they're 3-1. There's the new head coach, Mike Vrabel, who's done a great job so far of keeping this thing together. And the amount of adversity the Titans have faced in the first 4 weeks. I know you're down there in Miami, the 4 hours of lightning delay in week 1. That was the longest game in NFL history. The Titans lost Delaney Walker, Pro Bowl tight end, Pro Bowl left tackle. Lawan got knocked out of that game, literally knocked out of that game. Then they got career playing their 4th and 5th tackle against Houston. Mariota couldn't feel half of his hand because of a nerve injury. Some weird stuff going on, yet they were able to win 3 straight games as underdogs against the Texans, the Jaguars, and then the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles in overtime this past Sunday. So we're expecting, as media members who cover the Tennessee Titans, we're expecting on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to hear a lot of positive things about the Titans. And you've got Peter Schrager from the NFL Network talking about how the Titans are gutsy and they're rolling the dice, going for it on 4th down and overtime, when he didn't watch the game and he thought the Titans had multiple drives in overtime when there was not. Like Trey Wingo on ESPN radio said the Titans are using the quarterback rotation between Gabbard and Marcus Mariota, which is just not factually correct. Rich Eisen tweeted out after the Jaguars, the win over the Jaguars, that, hey, watch out now. Blaine Gabbert and the Titans just beat the Jaguars, when in fact Gabbert got a concussion in the first quarter and Marcus Mariota led the team to a win over the Jags. And I get it. I know the Titans' 3 wins are not pretty. 9 points against the Jags, 20 against the Texans, and took them 26 points. Took them overtime to get 26 points against the Eagles. But this team has figured out how to win in different ways, and they've played gutsy defense. They've made plays when they needed to, and it just shows you that the national media, they're just simply not watching the games, but then acting like they watch the games when they go on their respective shows.
It's the worst bandwagon fanism I think I've ever seen. Austin Staley joining us at A to Z Sports. Nobody covers Tennessee sports better than these guys do. Make sure that you check them out. But across the board, you guys are so right. Whenever you look on Twitter or you watch these clips or you go on TV and you got these national guys, it's almost as if they feel, Austin, they have to say something nice about the Tennessee Titans because, oh, yeah, by the way, they ended up beating the defending Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles, in the way that they did. So They almost feel like they have to be complimentary about it.
Yeah, and they don't pay attention to the Titans, and so they're unprepared to talk about the Tennessee Titans. So all they can go off of is, whatever their producers hand them. And I like Good Morning Football for the most part. I think it's a good show. That show's had a lot of success as being a morning show on the NFL Network that talks football year-round, and they do a good job. But that show, I think everybody who covers the NFL knows that show is a fluff show. They talk good about all the teams, and then they send it to all the teams' social media, and then everybody retweets it and stuff like that. So I get the role that show plays, but they just are showing how unprepared they are to actually talk about the Tennessee Titans. And then Kyle Brandt earlier Thursday morning just really lit into the whole thing about why the Titans aren't being covered at a national level, and really hit a couple, nervous spots in Nashvillians.
Well, and it's true, and we just showed the clip here, but Tyler Lewin, offensive lineman, a very well-paid offensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans, kind of went on national TV, after the game in his locker room and kind of blasted everyone and said, you guys got to understand, there's 32 teams. There's not 31 teams. There's 32 teams in the NFL, and you guys aren't talking about us, and we should be getting a little bit more love. And then, of course, Kyle Brandt went on that, there's not 32 teams. There's actually 26. And is it a fair criticism, Austin, to say that, listen, you guys are Nashville, all right? You're not Miami, you're not New York, you're not LA, you're not going to, you're not going to make the needle move, so to speak. Is that a fair criticism of the Tennessee Titans?
Well, and Kyle Brandt tried to spin it as this is not how he feels, but this is the perception nationally about Nashville and the Tennessee Titans. And I do think he's right about the perception of Nashville, but that's not what Nashville is. Like the tourists that come into Nashville is insane. It's the #1 bachelorette destination in the country. And believe me, my brother lives downtown, and it's like pedal taverns and bachelorette parties, from Monday when you wake up just until you get to the next Monday. It's a nonstop thing. Nashville's nightlife is taking off. The food here is great. Every bar that opens has an amazing rooftop. There's a lot of positive things about Nashville, and I think just the whole country is starting to catch up on that. But Kyle Brandt, I think he was mostly right. Now, he did take some low blows at the barbecue and the country music and that kind of thing. And, he said that half the NFL fan base thinks Jeff Fisher is still the head coach. Well, I think Sean McVay and Jared Goff and what they're doing with the Rams are helping people remember how bad of a coach Jeff Fisher was in L.A. He was actually a pretty good coach here for the most of the time, when he was with the Titans. So, it's just, that's how news travels. And you know this. It takes a little bit. Nashville's been a hot city for the last 5 or 6 years. I'm a Nashvilleian. I grew up here. It is completely different. It was completely different when I returned home from college up in Knoxville like 6-7 years ago. And this city is legit, man. And people are noticing it. Like Philadelphia Eagles fans all flocked to Nashville because when the schedule came out, they circled it and say, hell yeah, let's go party our asses off in Nashville. And they did that. They did that this past weekend. They just flew home, and they were a little hungover and had that loss, too.
I'm not going to – listen, I'm going to back this up, too, because I've had I've been fortunate enough to be able to travel to just about every one of these cities and catch a football game. But I've gone back to Nashville a number of times because I think the fans are great. The tailgating is great. I don't give a crap what Kyle Brandt says about the barbecue. The barbecue and those tailgating parties is out of control. The fans are good. It doesn't make a difference what jersey you're wearing. They're very knowledgeable football fans. So if that's the national perception of Nashville, and I don't necessarily think it is, because anybody who's ever been there doesn't have that impression of what that city is all about. And now, to me, Austin, the big question is, can you win in the NFL with a defensive-minded coach? And, you mentioned Jeff Fisher, but, all these young guys now, the Sean McVays of the world, the Nagy's in Chicago, everybody is, you have a young quarterback, you better have an offensive-minded head coach in order to win. Can Tennessee win with a defensive-minded head coach?
I think Mike Vrabel, and I've had some criticisms about Vrabel earlier on in the offseason about how he handles the media and kind of how he uses us against his team or whatever, but I don't think him being a defensive-minded guy hurts Marcus Mariota at all. Now, he made it a very important hire in bringing in Matt LaFleur, who was underneath Sean McVay in L.A. the last year. So it's not necessarily about Vrabel. Vrabel, people have talked about, would be a better head coach than he was a coordinator in the NFL. He's just that natural leader, and so he's willing to do whatever it takes to win a football game, whether that's Derrick Henry out of the Wildcat or fake punts, touchdown passes, or whatever it is. He's willing to do that. And I think Matt LaFleur, from what we've seen so far, and really this is only based off the Eagles game because Mariota was actually shown that he was healthy enough to throw the ball 30-plus yards down the field with his nerve injury. I think Matt LaFleur is the guy for Marcus Mariota to really take Mariota to the next level. And I think as long as LaFleur is here, Mariota will be fine. It's just how quickly does LaFleur get head coaching looks because he works well with Marcus Mariota. That's kind of what Titans fans are saying. Like, in 2 years, LaFleur's going to be the head coach of Team X. Well, if that happens, then good. That means the Titans' offense has been really successful the last 2 years. So I definitely think they can win with Vrabel and LaFleur. And don't forget, Dean Pease has this defense playing lights out right now, too. So the Titans' best football is ahead of them after all the crazy adversity that they saw in the first month of the year.
Austin Staley joining us, A to Z Sports. Make sure you check him out. Live show, 8 o'clock Central, is it? 9 o'clock Eastern time that you guys go live on Facebook and Twitter?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock here in Miami. You guys got to check it out. I mean, if you care anything about sports in Tennessee, college, professional, nobody covers it better than these guys do. You got trap game written all over you this weekend, my friend. I hate to say it. I don't want to bring it up, but the reality is this has got trap written all over it.
Well, Joe, I said yesterday in a video, we did a live video after Titans practice where we went and talked to some players in the locker room and heard Mike Vrabel and Mariota talk after practice. And I think I told Titans fans to thank the Minnesota Vikings because the Minnesota Vikings laid a complete egg against the Bills a couple weeks ago, and now the Titans are very aware of what could possibly happen by not taking an opponent seriously. And Mike Vrabel, honestly is not going to allow a team to do anything like that. And this team last year lost 2 back-to-back games out on the West Coast to Arizona and San Francisco and towards the end of the year, and they know that they can't just overlook anybody. So I don't expect the Titans to fall into a trap game scenario here. I expect them to come out and to try to play hard and to work on getting better at things they need to improve to build on the win from the Eagles in the last 3 wins.
And you, what is the thing that worries you the most, Austin, moving forward here? Is it the health of Mariota? Is it the offensive line? What is it that you're looking at these practices and at these games, keeping a very close eye on that'll tell you whether or not this team is for real?
Well, I think Mariota's hand is okay. I mean, he threw a lot of really pretty deep passes against the Eagles last week, which was good for everybody to see that he has the ability to make those throws with his hand not having complete feeling in it yet, which is crazy to think about, but he was effective on Sunday. I'm looking at Derrick Henry in the running game. Can they get him going at all? He has not been good whatsoever this year, and every week that he's talked to the media, he's made sure to say how disappointed he is with his own play. So can Derrick Henry get going? It's tough because the Bills have a good run defense this week, but they got to get the run game going. And then is Malcolm Butler going to give up a deep touchdown pass every week? Because right now he's 3 of 4. Can he still 75 yards, roll 4, 39 yards, and then 56 yards this past weekend to Jordan Matthews? So is Malcolm Butler going to be able to not give up the big play on a consistent basis? Because right now that answer is no.
Are the fans in Tennessee there in Nashville, are the fans believers yet? Because I can tell you here in Miami, they were great prior to last week, and now the sky is falling. Adam Gase has got to be fired. Tannehill's the worst quarterback that ever lived. It was just blow the whole team up, sell it, do whatever you have to do. What kind of feeling is it in Nashville right now with this team? Are they starting to believe?
Oh, the fans are all in. The fans are all in on Mike Vrabel. They've got nicknames for Vrabel that I can't say on the air. For the stones that he showed by going for 4th down 7 times, and they got the "For the Boys" mantra that Taylor Lewan and Will Compton in the locker room kind of crafted together, and the fans are all in on this. Everybody's making T-shirts for the boys and Mariota T-shirts and all this. So right now it's pretty good from the fan base in Nashville. Everybody was kind of upset at the amount of Eagles fans that were in the stadium on Sunday, but that was a big payday for a lot of Titan season ticket holders, but that's a different discussion.
It's going to be fun. Listen, you guys got a lot to be excited about. It's a good time to be in Nashville. It's a good time to be a Titans fan, and would also be a great time for you to be able to check out A to Z Sports, Facebook and Twitter. Catch the live broadcast every Monday through Friday. They've got hits from Tennessee camp. You want to know what's going on with the Titans? These are the guys to catch. Make sure you visit them on Twitter and Facebook at A to Z Sports. That's the place. It's right there on the screen. You guys can check them out. Austin Staley Staley. Man, I appreciate you spending some time with us, man, shedding some light on what's happening in Nashville. It's a great story this year. Big Vrabel fan. I'm a big Mariota fan. I wish you guys nothing but the best. I'm a Jet fan, so I'm going to be in misery for the next couple of years anyway. But listen, best of luck to you. Love this show, man, and look forward to doing this again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe.